Hi guys, it's Shan. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to do a recap of 2020. I'm just going to go get myself a drink, then go upstairs and get this started. So my year actually started off great. I started a new job for a company called Xero. For those of you who don't know who we are, I'll leave a link to our website in the description box below. But basically we're an online accounting software company. I did 4 weeks training that ran into February, and at the end of that I had to do a review test. So that just basically, oh
you dirty pig,
excuse me, that test was basically to check that I'm competent and can deal with customers on my own. So also in February it was my friend's birthday. Yes, Lene, talking about you. It was a vibe. It was an absolute vibe. Like guys, I can't even tell you, it was such a good night. Whenever we're all together, it's just madness. You know how it is. We're gonna dance floor. Yeah, but anyway. And then along comes March. Now, my birth month is March. I did not appreciate at all how Boris did me and my fellow March babies. No. Especially if your birthday's towards the end of the month.
bruh.
I got blindsided. I got hijacked. I couldn't celebrate my 27th birthday the way I wanted to, which was on the beach or by a pool sipping up some cocktails in Dubai. Like, that's all a girl wanted. But instead I was in lockdown. Not much really happened in April. Just working from home. I did start my Nova's Lookbook Instagram page though, and the reason I did that was for an outlet for me to be creative and produce some content, especially around things that I love to do. And I used to procrastinate because, as I mentioned, I love fashion and makeup, and I would always find an excuse to not do anything with them or create anything or post anything remotely related to it. And lockdown actually forced me to do that. So in hindsight, lockdown probably did help me. Moving on to May. Now, I struggled in May tremendously. There was days I didn't want to wake up, get out of bed, do work. I just wanted to stay in bed all day. And it was because I got to the point where mentally I had had enough of seeing the same four walls 24/7, not being able to go out and have a normal life like I did beforehand. And I think that's one thing that I've learned, like, if an opportunity comes up, just grab it by the hands. You never know what will happen. Like this pandemic, yeah, it forced me to see a lot of things. June came. Again, not much really happened in June apart from work telling us that we'll be working from home for the foreseeable future. Then July came. And the reason why I'm sat here dancing happily is not because it was when the lockdown restrictions was reduced or anything like that. The day I got an email from my gym telling me that my access was restored, your girl ran to the gym real quick. And the reason for that is I've always used the gym as a stress reliever. It helps me de-stress. It helps me not really, I wouldn't say focus, because in the gym, I mean, you're focusing on what you're doing, like with the apparatus and the equipments and stuff. But it helps me align things and makes me see things that are important and what aren't important, and the things that I probably was stressing about that day. What's the point of stressing about it? Like, why? Like, what's the reason? What's the reason, bitch? My dad had a barbecue. I didn't really have a relationship with my dad. So it was kind of like, I wouldn't say it was awkward, because yeah, it wasn't an awkward situation being at the barbecue, but it was awkward for me to make a decision on whether I wanted to go or not. But I decided to go, and mainly because I'm now at that age where I'm willing and more open to learn more about my dad's side of the family and meet members of the family that I do not know, because trust and believe me, my dad's side of the family is huge, like so huge. My dad's had like 15 kids himself, and there probably might be some more out there in the world that we don't know about. Now, August was a bittersweet month for me, and apologies if I get emotional. I probably might cry, but I'm sorry. So it started off good in the sense of so someone that I love came home. Now, even though this person, I'm here wiping off my eyebrows, this person I love, even though they annoy me, I still have love for them no matter what. So they came home from a long trip, and yeah, I was extremely ecstatic that they were home. Whew. I'll never forget the day. I was sat working as normal. It was a Wednesday, and my phone rings, and I look and I see it's my sister calling me. Now, automatically, my mind's like, what the hell's going on? Because I don't really call people, and people don't really call me. Like, I'm more of a texter. There's no like set people who will call me, and I don't think anything of it. But for some weird reason, like, something did not feel right. So I answered the phone, and I was like, oh, hey sis, what's up? She's like, oh, you alright? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And she's like, got some bad news for you. My heart dropped. I knew what she was gonna say, but for someone to say it out loud, it's a whole different thing. So she's like, yeah, dad passed away. And I laughed. Whenever I feel nervous or awkward about something, I laugh. I was like, you joking? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh my gosh. I cannot explain the emotions that ran through me, because it's unexplainable. Like, I literally felt like the air was knocked out of me. I couldn't breathe, and I'm asthmatic as well. So, bruh, that was not, it did not help. And I remember hanging up, and I called my mum and told my mum, and mum was like, what do you mean? And I was like, my dad's passed. And my mum dropped what she was doing to come and see me, just to make sure that I was okay. We're now in September, and yeah, with my dad just passing in August, I was having a mental breakdown. I was struggling to grasp the emotions I was feeling. Emotions, actually, multiple. I literally went on an emotional roller coaster, and I had to take some time off work because I was not there. I couldn't be there for anyone. I couldn't even be there for myself at some point. If I had never knew who he was and someone said, oh, your dad's passed, I'd be like, oh, okay. But because I knew who he was and we had a bond that, like, once upon a time we had a bond. And I used to always dream of being like daddy's little girl and stuff like that. And that sounds cringe, but yeah, it really did affect me. But I had an amazing support system, my friends, my mum, like, yeah, you've helped me through even work as well. If I've not said this to anyone at work, like, you've helped me in ways I probably couldn't even express. Like, you've held me down, and I will forever be so grateful for that. Yeah, so we're in October now, and we're leading up to the funeral because obviously because of COVID, everything was like prolonged. I honestly didn't know what I would be like at the funeral. I didn't know whether I would be in hysterics. I didn't know whether I'd be numb to the situation. Like, I honestly didn't know. And when the day came, we were asked, me and my sisters were asked if we wanted to be the pallbearers as well. Excuse me if I'm calling them the wrong thing, but you know the people who carry the coffin on the shoulders? And I said, yeah. Now, the reason why I said yes is because I thought it was an important thing to do, leading him to his final destination. Like, I didn't hesitate. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I did. And I was bloody proud of myself. Not gonna lie, I mean, I did break down, obviously, once he went in. But yeah, one thing I realized as well at the end of the actual service was all the hate and resentment I had towards him when it was like a weight had lifted off my shoulders. And that was one thing I was hoping I could do, find closure. Because yes, I didn't agree with the way he went about me particular as a child and how I was in his life. I knew a bit more about his backstory from my aunties, and I somewhat get why he was the way he was. Again, I don't agree with it, but I get why he was the way he was. And the other thing that helped me get my closure was the day at the barbecue. He said to me, I know you hold resentment towards me. I understand that. I can see that. However, I will wait for when you're ready to talk and I'll give you the answers. Now, I'll never get the day, but to know that he knew I had that resentment built up, that anger towards him, the fact that he was hurting, knowing that, I won't say that made me feel good, because it doesn't make me feel good, but it makes me feel good that he understood why I was being like that, which helped me get my closure. And no matter what, I will always love him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, I really don't have any hard feelings towards him anymore. So we're now in November, almost at the end of the year. So November, I moved back to my family home, which is where I am right now. Yeah, I moved back home for a couple of reasons, and I knew during lockdown that I was gonna move back home at some point. First reason being is I wouldn't call them debts, but you know when you've got them bills that you just want to get rid of, or try and get the amount down. It's like one of those situations. I thought, let me come back home for 2 months, also save money to pay my deposit to get a new place, and then go from there. So that's what I did. Sorry if you can hear noise, guys. It's my mum. My mum's Jamaican, and not the fact that she's Jamaican, but y'all know what black parents are like. They like to talk loud unnecessarily. Anyway, so back to December. Now, for me, I'm not really the most happiest about the month December because it's Christmas. And I've kind of been a Grinch over the years. A lot of our families, like on the other side of the world, America, Jamaica, so it's been literally me and my mum and my brother really. But this Christmas was a little bit different. So my mum, my uncle, my brother, his girlfriend and me all had Christmas, and seeing as you can only have 6 people in your household anyway for Christmas thanks to Boris, it was perfect. Basically we all got drunk, and by 9 o'clock this household was dead. Like, I was happy for the first time in so many years. I was really happy, and I was happy that other people around me were happy too. And I think that energy, just because of that energy, it just made Christmas so good. Like, yeah. For New Year's, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and went to bed before midnight. Call me a grandma. I never do anything for New Year's anymore. The last time I did anything for New Year's was probably 2000 and I want to say 16. Yeah, but in a nutshell, my year was interesting, uninteresting. Yeah. Hey guys, I actually realized I didn't end my video, so thank you so much for those of you who've watched it. Thanks for the support so far. Please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you in my next video.